Oh my gosh. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome to the show. Welcome. This is the Pick Your Battle show. We're going to do it. Yeah, that's the show. This is the show. We're doing Pick Your Battles. It's a fun show. It's a call-in show. The call-in in morningsky.live/PYB. Morningsky.live/PYB is the way to call in. Today's theme is Trump is a spy. Trump is a spy. That's it. That's the whole thing. He's just been arrested. He's being arrested right now. Spy found. Trump arrested. That's what's happening right now. Trump has been arrested for spying on Americans. That's the thing. You know, the greatest spy of all is Donald Trump, really. I mean, he's expanded the ability to spy on us. He's listening to Kashyap Patel has already admitted to buying records from phone companies about American citizens. I mean, this is Spynet now, man. We're in it. They're listening. They're listening at all times, and Donald Trump is a foreign asset. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a good time. In the meantime, man, what a day so far, huh? Have you been having a great day? I've been having a great day. An honest doubter, you've been having a great day? Awesome. It's been a little crazy over here. I met with my estate sale person. That was pretty fun. It is crazy to be thinking about leaving this area for good, and I will have no connection to it ever again. This is it. This is the end of an era for me. An end of an era, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm even more excited about Trump being arrested. It's pretty cool. He's going away in handcuffs, everybody. Golden handcuffs. Trump arrested. Yes. You need to be arrested for You need to be arrested for not knowing how to spell liar. You know how to spell lying? HTH. Spy found. Trump arrested. That's right. He, a mayor in Arcadia has just resigned. Her name was Wang, Miss Wang. She just resigned in California, and she pled guilty to acting as a covert foreign agent for China. She promoted propaganda. She faces 10 years in prison. Today, I'm going to apply that same legal and moral standard to a sitting president whose entire foreign policy record looks like a to-do list from at least 3 foreign governments. And I'm going to ask an inconvenient question. What would it actually take? Since Donald Trump is a spy, we're going to show you how he is a spy. When did he get arrested? He's going to jail right now. He's getting arrested. Sure, prove it. I mean, I'm going to. It's going to happen right now. This is how it is. He's going to be charged as a foreign asset, just like Mayor Eileen Wang in California, the California mayor of Arcadia. She said that she was 13 miles from Los Angeles, and she resigned on Monday because federal prosecutors announced she'd been charged with 1 count of acting as an illegal agent of a foreign government. She's agreed to plead guilty, but she might serve 10 years. Her crime from late 2020 through 2022, she operated a fake news website called U.S. News Center, targeting Chinese Americans, posting pro-Beijing propaganda articles sent to her via encrypted WeChat by PRC officials, and coordinated with the contact who had direct line to Xi Jinping. I love Xi Jinping. He's my favorite Chinaman. He's my favorite. I love him so much. Her campaign treasurer is already serving 4 years for the same charge. It's funny, it's a thing, her campaign manager went to jail. Whose else's campaign manager has been to jail for foreign, Paul Manafort. Who did Paul Manafort work for again? Donald Trump. So Paul Manafort, the campaign manager of Donald Trump, went to jail for colluding with the Russians. But people are like, no, there was no collusion with the Russians. There clearly was. I mean, people went to jail for it, just not Donald Trump, because he's a slippery fish. That slippery fish, Donald Trump, is so slippery. I can't wait to see you face to face. You know why? Because I carry just for people like you. Thank you. But they'll see the big board. That's the thing, guys. It's getting tough out there for a playa. Donald Trump's superpower is always leaving someone else holding the bag while he makes good his escape and the cops are getting on him. He'll turn state's evidence. He's a snitch. He's somehow worse than Jeffrey Epstein because not only did he partake and collude and was a co-conspirator of Jeffrey Epstein, he also snitched. It's even worse. Somehow he's even worse than the normal pedophiles. It's really bad. So she promoted propaganda for a foreign government without registering, and now she's gone. She's out. That's the standard, okay? That's the standard. Eileen Wang, she's out because she forgot to tell us all that she works. Yes. My party, I'm an anarchist, dumb shit. Can you fucking read? Who are you? You come in here, you can't even spell lying, and you come in here, can't spell worth a damn. What are you from? Where are you from? You from Mazara? Or not? You're probably a foreign bot. This is the thing, man. So many foreign bots, they come in, they love Donald Trump so much. They're like, I'm just like Kevin O'Leary. I'm an Emirati citizen, not an American citizen, but I love Donald Trump. It's always like that. What is it with you guys? Baseless allegation. You think it's baseless that Eileen Wang was a foreign asset? Eileen Wang was a foreign asset. So was Donald Trump. That's it. Like that. I mean, this is the standard. We are applying. I just want to apply the same standard to Donald Trump as we are applying to Eileen Wang. I think that's only fair. Is it because she's a woman? Is it because she's a woman? Are you saying it's baseless allegations about her? I mean, she resigned. Her campaign manager went to jail, just like Paul Manafort went to jail. But she can't pardon her campaign manager. Donald Trump can pardon his campaign manager. Dang it. What about that G-Max, Jelaine Maxwell? Oh, she's at Club Fed now, which she's not allowed to be in, but she's in it anyway. She gets puppy privileges. She gets baked goods. She gets whatever she wants. She gets massages. She's in prison living the life of like she's at Club Med, but she's at Club Fed. It really is great. Thank you so much, An Honest Doubter. I am not a Democrat. And there are a lot of mouth-breathing dolts here these days. You are welcome here, and the same reason prohibition happened to you will be fighting and will fail to your knees at its greatness and righteousness and prosperity in Jesus' name. Okay, Wyatt. Thank you so much. Baseless allegation. It's not baseless. It's not baseless. Paul Manafort went to jail for it. Roger, what's his name? Sterling, that guy, Roger, what's that guy? It's the guy with Richard Nixon's face on his back, so when he gets his back shots, you can give Nixon a facial. It's very weird. You guys are into all these kinks. Why are you maggers always into these weird kinks? Why is that? What's with that, huh? Why are you guys all into these weird kinks? Like giving Nixon facials and stuff. It's weird. Like if I got a picture of Nixon tattooed on my back because I wanted someone to give me back shots on Nixon's face, that's weird, dude. What is with you maggers? Ugh. Anyway, so we're going to go through why Donald Trump is a foreign spy, just like Eileen Wang. The right wing of this wonderful country we live in, they like to say, there's no proof that Trump is a spy. Of course, there's tons of proof that Trump is a spy, and that's a category error. Wang wasn't a spy either. She was a foreign agent, just like Donald Trump, a foreign agent or foreign asset, I like to say. Someone who acts in the interest of a foreign government knowingly without disclosing it. Donald Trump meets with Russian spies at the Oval Office. It's crazy, I know, but it's true. Someone whose behavior serves foreign interests. Donald Trump has been serving Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin this whole time. And I'm not standing for it. I don't stand for it. I don't like this guy. Don't like it one bit, no siree. Whether or not they're formally recruited, that I think Donald Trump definitely was recruited. Trump may not be a spy, but he absolutely is a foreign asset. These are slightly different things. A foreign agent is formally recruited and directed and acting on behalf of a foreign government. He knows who they're working for. Eileen Wang, Mike's son, classic FARA violation. Foreign asset is a person whose behavior, whether by design, manipulation, or personality exploitation, consistently serves the strategic interests of a foreign power. No handler required. Donald Trump doesn't need a handler. He doesn't need a code name. Donald Trump just is a foreign asset. If Wang promoted propaganda from a foreign government without disclosing it, and Trump has enacted policy that directly, measurably serves the strategic interests of Russia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE. Fun fact, Kevin O'Leary is an UAE citizen. Funny, big Trump supporter. Funny how all these UAE citizens who just white dudes from Canada. So this white Canadian billionaire is a UAE citizen, and he's a huge proponent of Donald Trump's. While personally profiting, what is the operative legal and moral distinction? Yes, Donald Trump, get used to it. You see, this is a person who hates America. Right back to you, hates the Constitution. Why do you hate the Constitution so much? Everyone I don't like is a pedophile, Nazi, or spy. You guys, no, man, not everyone I don't like. Some people I don't like are just fucktards. Some people I don't like are just maggers. Some people I like are just bad dudes. But you know what? Donald Trump is all of those things, and you guys support him. So, what's that make you? What does that make you? A guy who supports chomos, loves the chomocracy, loves to support the chomocracy. Donald Trump has been arrested. The Foreign Agents Registration Act, FARA or FARA, requires anyone acting at the direction of or in the interest of a foreign government to register. It's deliberately very broad because they want to catch them all. They're like Pokemon, the FBI. They're always trying to get them all. That's the thing. See, Wang's conduct is that only for 2 years at the local level in Arcadia, in Los Angeles area, she promoted propaganda articles with no financial benefit for herself. And yet she is facing 10 years, and she's had to leave being a mayor. Trump's conduct, on the other hand, ongoing federal level policy reversals, weapons sales, chip export rule rewrites. All of a sudden, we're selling AI chips to Saudi Arabia. The Ukraine abandoned the Ukraine. I wonder why he would do that. With simultaneous personal and financial benefit. He's made billions off of these deals from those same governments. He keeps making money. The investment in his properties, he keeps on taking money from them from investments in his properties. The Saudi Arabians have personally given him billions of dollars. And his crypto token. Have you guys bought Melania coin yet? And his son-in-law's fund. I know we got a lot of maggers here. How much did you buy? Highway Pirate. Butt Pirate? Hey, Highway Butt Pirate. I bet you own a lot of Melania coin. Because you know what? Donald Trump said the Trump coin and Melania coin was going to the moon. Did you sell your house yet and buy Melania coin? Did you sell your cars and buy Melania coin? Because you love him and you know he only says the truth. Where's your evidence? I'm reading off the evidence, gringo loco. There's an overwhelming mountain of evidence, actually. And thank you. Hopefully it will be presented in his impending court appearances now that he's been arrested. It's tea time here, and I'm enjoying it. All of a sudden, JBS is allowed to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Strange. There's all of a sudden we're selling chips. We weren't allowed to sell AI chips to Gulf states, but now we are. That's crazy. He gets a $400 million jet from Qatar. Kind of weird. A little weird. Isn't it a little weird? Yeah, it is a little weird, huh? No one's ever done it before. But here we go. Let's talk about Russia, okay? Russia. Man, in 1987, he took a little trip to Russia, didn't he? He took a little trip to the Soviet Union back then, it was called, man. He was cultivated as a Russian asset right then and there, 1987, and has never stopped accumulating evidence. Soviet Ambassador Yuri Dubinin met Trump at Trump Tower, then invited him to Moscow. The trip was arranged through KGB affiliate in tourist travel agency. Trump toured hotel sites near Red Square, Craig Unger's reporting documents Soviet handler interest in Trump's ego and financial desperation as exploitable weaknesses. Why? Because he's a bad businessman and he was desperate for cash. And so they exploited him because that's what the KGB does in 1987. Donald Trump is in. Oh, yeah, his Chinese bank accounts. Man, it goes deep. It goes very deep. How about the fact that the Binance guy bought him, gave him billions of dollars, and he gave him a pardon? That's weird, right, Paul? All this crypto stuff keeps on happening. Man, Trump rocks? You mean Trump rock? You bought Trump rocks? Oh man, those Trump rocks are just stones painted gold, bro. Don't buy Trump rocks. Buy Melania coin. Do not buy Trump rocks. Buy Melania coin. Take all your money out of the bank and put it in Melania coin. Donald Trump says it is the future. It is the most important financial tool for the future prosperity of the United States of America. You guys are so stupid. Look, just because they own Melania coin doesn't make them stupid. That's not very nice, Boomerang. Boomerang, do not call Trump supporters stupid, okay? They have been had. They believe in Donald Trump, so they buy Melania coin. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He gets things done. He does get things done, like spying for the Russians. Yeah, absolutely. He gets a lot of stuff done for the Russian. You're absolutely right. The Krasnov claim, 2 former Soviet Russian intelligence officials have asserted Trump was recruited in 1987 and given a code name. Fact checkers note this as unverified and disputed, but the pattern of cultivation is documented independently of the code name claim. Krasnov, they call him, because he's a crass piece of shit, because he's a crass piece of garbage, because he has no tact, no manners, no decorum, no collegiate airs. He's a piece of shit, and so they call him Krasnov. In 2016, in the election, the U.S. intelligence community assessed that Russia actively interfered in the 2016 election to benefit Trump. 7 allied intelligence agencies passed information about the Trump campaign contacts with Russian officials in the United States. Multiple campaign associates made false statements about those contacts and were convicted. People went to jail over it. And you want to tell me that Donald Trump, the Svengali, the man who gets things done, the excellent businessman, he had no idea. He had no idea all his friends were doing this. They went to jail, and he was completely caught unawares. What a shocker. I had no idea all of these things are happening. I had no idea that we were going to Russia. Mr. Krasnov, Donald Trump in the 2016 election. Then this little thing in Helsinki happened in 2018, standing next to Putin at a press conference. I don't know if you remember. It was in Helsinki, Finland. A lot has happened since 2018. You know, Donald Trump had to fumble the COVID shit, you know, fall flat on our faces like the most embarrassed superpower that ever lived. Trump publicly sided with Russia's denial of election interference over his own intelligence community's unanimous consent. Former CIA Director John Brennan called it treasonous. This is not disputed. This is on tape. Where's your evidence? Well, there it is. It's right there on tape. You can watch Donald Trump side with Russia over our own intelligence agencies. The intelligence agencies that were his, that had been working for him for 2 years. Oh, it's a deep state. It's the deep state. Look out! Look out for that deep state. He said that former CIA director called Donald Trump a treasonous garbage human. He's a spy for the Russians. Dr. Krasnov, they call him. Doctor of what? Doctor of pussy grabbing. Ukraine. In 2025, all of a sudden, all the way up to today, since retaking office, Trump cut off military aid and intelligence support to Ukraine, dismissed their pleas at the UN as expensive distractions. They're very expensive. Let's let the Russians take them. I mean, you know, we have a deal with Ukraine, right? That if they gave up their nuclear materials, that we would back them up if Russia ever invaded. But for some reason, we aren't backing them up all of a sudden. How strange. Why would we switch all of a sudden like that? They're expensive distractions. We don't have the money. Funny. We're spending billions, and billions of dollars starting a war with Iran. What a strange thing. How weird. He was arrested today, everybody. Just face the facts. Former FBI Director Andrew McCabe has publicly called Trump a de facto asset, not a recruited spy, but a person whose conduct systematically serves Moscow's interests. And we know this. He's lifted up the oil embargo on Russia for the first time in ever, for a long, long time. We're now buying, we and our friends are all buying oil from Vladimir Putin now. In this whole Iranian debacle, Vladimir Putin's making off like a bandit. He's the only one. He's making more money than he ever has. And the oil that we were letting rot on the docks that was Russian is now filling our tanks. We love that shit. Let's buy more oil from Russia. We love them now. What changed? What changed? Anyway, we keep on handing Moscow wins, and we just refuse to do anything about it. Portugal's president called Donald Trump it said Donald Trump, publicly he said this, that he operates as an asset of Russia. Everyone sees it except for you stupid maggers. You just don't see it because you're swimming in Melania coin. I know, you're so rich from the Melania coin, you just don't see the forest for the trees. I get it. The top leader of the world's foremost superpower is objectively a Soviet or Russian asset. He operates as an asset, said Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, president of Portugal and a NATO founding member, 2025. Just said it. How strange. Yeah. Thank you. Thank your God for $7 gas. Man, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? I love all that $7 gas. It's so good. Thank you, Donald Trump. You really did a number on me. Way to go. My coffee's double the fucking price. Hey, I see a lot of guys that got so much going on. You could call in morningsky.live/PYB. Morningsky.live/PYB. It's a call-in show. This is a call-in show. It says call in. Link in the chat. It's pinned. A lot of people are watching on the vertical. On the vertical. It's pinned in the vertical. You can call in. Yeah. Not in Cali, it might be. Yeah, in Cali, up in Northern Cali, up in like San Francisco area, it's like $7 for regular unleaded. Down where I am, it's $6.50. It's expensive. Europe gas is $10 a gallon. Yeah, I know, it's getting crazy. But it was always high in Europe. You know, it's always kind of high. All right, that was the Russian file. We're moving on to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE. Policy for profit. That's right, folks. Profit. We love it. We don't care that Qatar is actually engaged in straight up importation of slaves. We don't care about that. Slavery. We love slavery in America. It's our favorite thing. While Trump negotiated trillions in Gulf state deals, and the deal maker, those same governments were simultaneously invested in his family's private financial interests. That's not deal making. That's emoluments. Have you heard of the emoluments clause? It's in the Constitution. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about it? You should hear about it. You should read it. Read the Constitution. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's the best thing we got. I mean, it's the only thing we got, really. It's the whole basis of our entire nation. But most people, they never read the Constitution. But like and subscribe if you think the Constitution is... Like and subscribe if you think the Constitution is at least I have the freedom of speech, right? No, you do not have the freedom of speech. You do not have the right to bear arms. You do not have the right to refuse the lodging of soldiers in your property. You do not have the right to due process. You do not have those rights. Martin Luther King Jr. was arrested 30 times for peaceful protest. 30 times. And then they killed him. So... don't tell me that we have freedom of speech in America, okay? Listen, what is your major malfunction? I bought Melania coin. I don't have any malfunction. I'm rich, bitch. I bought Melania coin and I'm fucking rich. What's your major malfunction? You didn't get to that Melania coin that easy? Gun rights for all nations, people. Hey, man, I'm for it. I'm for it. I'm a gun owner. I'm a happy gun owner. But I know that I can't buy any gun. It's annoying. It's annoying. A long time. What was a long time ago? Got Melania coin? So that wasn't a long time ago. That was only like last year, bro. It's not too late. Buy Melania coin. Donald Trump says it's the most important financial tool of Americans' future prosperity, that we're going off the dollar, that the petrodollar is collapsing. Your dollar can't even buy a loaf of bread, but Melania coin. Have you seen the Melania movie? Just a touch, just a touch. She's going to do it. She's endorsed it. She's endorsed it. It's great. Saudi Arabia's PIF invested $2 billion in a fund controlled by the one and only Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner is Donald Trump's son-in-law. $2 billion. That's weird. Shortly after Trump left office, his first term, they did this. Just gave him $2 billion? Live Golf, PIF backed, has held events at Trump properties. How strange. Those properties, they hold these events, and they just give them millions and millions of dollars for holding the event. It's brilliant. But speaking of Melania coin, the United Arab Emirates, and my favorite Emirati citizen is Kevin O'Leary, a huge Donald Trump supporter. I mean, he's constantly talking about how much he loves Donald Trump, and he's an Emirati somehow. In May 2025, Sheikh Tahnoon, the UAE's national security advisor, used Trump's family stablecoin, USD1, to route $2 billion investment in Binance. Binance, I've heard of them. They've been in trouble lately. They keep on getting put up for fraud. The Trump family's firm, World Liberty Financial, takes 75% of net profits. Days after that, the administration reversed Biden-era AI chip export restrictions, blocking UAE access and advanced the NVIDIA chips to the UAE. UAE was not allowed to have the NVIDIA chips, and then they gave Donald Trump $2 billion, and now they get NVIDIA chips. Aren't you happy? Hey, that's real nice. I love that. You must be deranged if you don't see why that's a problem. It's pay to play. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. Quid pro quo? Quid pro quo. Yes. $2 billion in crypto. That's completely above board, everybody. The chip reversal, the Biden rules specifically blocked the UAE because G42, their primary AI firm, had documented ties to China's military industry. Who does he work for? Trump reversed those restrictions and earmarked 20% of the newly authorized chips directly for G42, the AI company in the UAE that works directly with the Chinese military. The exact firm that was flagged to not get them was now getting 20% of all the chips going to the UAE. National security officials remain alarmed that this creates a backdoor to China. But hey, Donald Trump always liked it in his back door, right? I love it in my back door. I love women. I do. I swear to God, I love women, but I love it in my back door. I love it. I gotta wear my diapers because I'm always getting it in my back door. Gotta wear those diapers all the time. Gotta do it. It's always nice. How many terms did Nixon have? How many did FDR terms did Nixon have? Nixon. FDR had 3 terms because World War II and because, they didn't have a law against it back then, stupidly. You know what? They said, I think Monroe, I forget Madison, which one of these guys, they said that enlightened men won't always be at the helm, which is why we need term limits, but we didn't have term limits. They argued about this at the founding of our country, but back then people thought that they thought that other people in the future would have brains. No one could foresee Donald Trump happening except people like me who said this has always been the case, that Barack Obama is just going to make a Donald Trump type person appear. I didn't know it was going to be Donald Trump, obviously, but I knew someone like Donald Trump was coming. I knew that. FDR started the term limits. Yep, he did. They did that. Absolutely. They did do that. Anyway, so now we're giving chips. 20% of those chips are going to G42, a company that with direct links to the Chinese military that was originally banned from having. They were barred and couldn't have them. This is a call-in show. Morningsky.live/PYB. Like and subscribe if you think despotism should go away and that billionaires shouldn't be a thing. The numbers Trump cites are largely fiction. CNN fact-checked his $17 trillion in investments claim and found that Saudi Arabia's $600 billion was described by the Saudis themselves as intentions for investments and trade, not committed capital. The UAE's $1.4 trillion pledge is more than double their entire GDP. So of course it's bullshit. You cannot invest in America $1.4 trillion if your GDP is about $800 billion. You see what I'm saying? Makes it difficult, don't you think? Especially when you're giving Donald Trump $2 billion in crypto. Man, was it Melania coin? No, it was stable coin, USD1. Donald Trump has a stable coin for some reason. The Emoluments Clause of the United States Constitution prohibits, and this is the old school Constitution, like right in the beginning, they got this shit right. The president's not allowed to receive payments or benefits from foreign governments without congressional approval. That's it. The Center for American Progress has called the UAE crypto deal the worst violation of the Foreign Emoluments Clause in U.S. history. In United States history. 250 years. No one has stolen like this. Donald Trump getting shit done. This would represent the worst violation of the Foreign Emoluments Clause of the Constitution, they said, a provision specifically intended to prevent a sitting president from being vulnerable to the interests of foreign governments. That is from the Center for American Progress in May 2026. Man, so who's he working for? China? Saudi Arabia? Russia? Who do you think he's working for? He's not working for you. He's not working for me. If he was working for me, my coffee would be back to what it was a year ago. If he was working for you, you wouldn't be spending all this damn money in gasoline. If he was working for you, maybe you wouldn't be crying all day, you fucking maggers. Why are you maggers always crying? If he was working for you, there would be somebody on the hook for the Epstein thing. But nope, not even one person on the hook. Grocery bills are more... I mean, listen to what he promised. He promised that there would be no war in Iran. Literally Iran. I mean, he said, I'm never going to Iran. He'd never be no war in Iran. The grocery prices were going to go down. Gas prices were going to go down. And that someone was going to jail for the Epstein files. And yet, none of those things have happened. So the only thing that you can really point to and say that with all certainty is that he is not working for you. He's working for somebody else. Who is he working for? Some people like to say he's only working for himself, and that might be the case. But foreign assets and foreign agents are usually kind of working for themselves. They just get the money, they get the benefit by selling us all up the river. Close the border. He did not close the border. You guys keep saying that shit. Are you fucking stupid? I crossed the border many times. I live right near the border. It was always closed. It was never open. It's not closed now. It's just what it always has been. Dudes with guns standing at the border, checking people's cars as they come through. It's the same as it ever was, honey. You keep thinking that it closed the border. Not a fact. Not a true statement. Not true. Fucking close the border. Not a thing. That was not a thing. Sorry. If Trump cares about America so bad, why doesn't he make it illegal to use potassium bromate in the food like every other country in the world has? Yeah, why not? How about the remember he said that he was going to make America healthy again by making glyphosate illegal? Just joking. Now, glyphosate's more legal, and now it's illegal for you to sue them about the glyphosate. Glyphosate is making the frogs gay. He lied to you. You're a sucker. You're a hayseed and a rube. Donald Trump's going to jail. Man, just got closed. He just got in. Trump just got arrested because of all this spy shit going on, because of Eileen Wang. Man, if Eileen Wang's going to jail, he's going to jail. She's going in for 10 years. How much time do you think he's going to get? How many years do you think Donald Trump's going to get, huh? I know all these MAGers are so stupid that they don't even know that he can't have a third term. They've never read the Constitution, these MAGers. They can't read. They can't read cursive. They don't know how to use the internet. So, a lot of these guys, they're out in Mississippi. They don't even have the internet. They're out there being like, oh, ding, dang, do. I don't know how to ding, dang, do this, ding, dang, do. They don't even know how to do it. They're stuck. It's rough. It's really hard for them. And I feel sorry for them, guys. Trump, you think he's Russian spy? See, that's the question of the day. A Russian spy or Chinese spy, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, a lot of them are connected. The fact that he he totally reversed the ban on UAE so that he can give a shitload of NVIDIA chips to the G142 group. What's it? G142, right? No, just G42. G42, a company that makes AI for the Chinese government, the Chinese military. That's weird, right? That's weird. UAE is China in this case. He's just fucking with China through the UAE, so it's not quite as obvious, but it's still obvious. Anyway, he's got this behavioral pattern. This is what an asset looks like in practice, right? This is what a foreign asset looks like. Intelligence doctrine says you can identify an asset not by their intent, but by their results. Measure what happens. Does the foreign power benefit? Do they benefit consistently? Then you have your answer. And other countries are benefiting consistently over this one. America first. You mean America next? It's just what that's just what Woody Guthrie said. I tell you, working people, before you cash those checks, they say America first, but they mean America next. Because the Nazi Party in the 30s was called America First. They called it the America First Party. Because America First is just a translation from Deutschland über alles. America über alles. Anyway, the Russia has benefited. NATO weakened. Ukraine they got their aid cut. Trump publicly contradicts the U.S. intelligence over and over again in order to defend Vladimir Putin. Russia's invasion continues in the Ukraine without American military obstruction. It's bad news. No one's been meaner to Vladimir Putin than me. He's a liar. They love him. Nazi Party was a socialist party, much like the Democratic Party. No, you're dumb again, Robert Tom Wright. Just like every authoritarian, you could come from all angles, really. You have authoritarians that come up through the Republican Party. You have authoritarians that come up through the Nazi Party. But to say like Nazis are socialists, it's very stupid. They were corporatists. They were fascists. Corporatism and fascism is the same thing. Mussolini, the person who invented the word fascism, even said that corporate and government cooperation to the point that you can't discern their goals from one another, that is true fascism, and they should have called it corporatism. That's not socialism, my friend. You should learn things. Now, of course, socialism was very popular at the time, so they liked everyone was calling them, anyone that was anti-communist was calling themselves socialist at the time. It was a whole thing. It goes a long time. Just like Democratic Party, they're not for democracy, and Republican Party is not for the Republic. They don't give a shit. They're about power. The Democratic Party is a country, is a power pro-business right-wing organization, and the Republican Party is the same way, a pro-business, right-wing organization, pro-corporation, not much interest in the people. That's how it goes. Yeah, the shit house. Remember when Donald Trump called the White House the shit house? That was rad. Hey, go live in our house and serve the people. It was a shit house. What a piece of shit that guy. I've been to the White House many times, and I didn't think it looked like a shit house. I thought it looked a little too nice, honestly. I'm like, when are these assholes getting back to work? How come these presidents aren't working harder? Wear jeans, asshole. I don't want to see you in a fucking suit for 4 years. I don't want to see you in a tuxedo for 4 fucking years. Get to work. My gas prices are $6.50. Get to work. My coffee is $6.99 for 12 ounces right now. My coffee beans. Get to work. I don't want to see you having fun in a ballroom, you cunt. Anyway. New ballroom. Let's have a ballroom so they can let their hair down. Lindsey Graham's really in it. Lindsey Graham's like, nah, they just need a good place to hang out and let their hair down and have a good time. I know my boy Donald Trump, he loves having a good time with my balls in his mouth. I mean, ballroom. I mean, abity. That's all, folks. You ever notice that the Lindsey Graham talks like Porky Pig? Pay attention. He looks like Porky Pig. He talks like Porky Pig. Is Lindsey Graham just Porky Pig? I think that's what's happening at this point. J6ers assaulted officers. They should be in jail for life. Stephelson. Oh no, you're not allowed to assault officers anymore in America? Gah! I thought you were still allowed to. Anyway, Saudi Arabia got a massive arms deal, got AI chip access. Kushner got $4 billion from them, and Live Golf is legitimized. Live Golf, by the way, you know what else they do? They call themselves Live Golf, but all that money they got from the Saudis, they're using it to build drones. Live Golf is also a military drone company, because that's the way business works in America. It's called a golf company so they could do events for the Saudi the Saudi royal family. But in the meantime, they're building drones so that we can fight drone wars. The UAE benefits, they got their G42. They got $1.4 trillion investment pledge. Stablecoin deal enriches the Trump family directly. China benefits. G42 was flagged by China for China military ties, and they're now getting 20% of the newly authorized chips to the UAE. The back door the Biden rules were designed to close has been reopened, because Donald Trump likes it when they spread those cheeks. What does America get, though? America gets inflated numbers that don't hold up to fact-checking, deals that are repackaged press releases, a president whose personal financial interests are structurally aligned with foreign governments, and whose interests may conflict with American ones. And they absolutely do. Americans are nothing but a big country of losers now. Why? Because we have a piece of shit con man president who stuck it to you. You've been had, and now we're a bunch of losers. And Donald Trump is getting arrested. He got arrested today. He's going to jail, everybody. Hey, look, it's a sad life, but that's how it goes sometimes. Couldn't happen to a better guy. Epstein ignored by Democrats. What do you mean ignored by Democrats? It was a bipartisan thing, man. They were getting together, trying to get him out. What do you mean ignored? Donald Trump went to bat for that guy. He's a fine man. I love him. I love Jeffrey. He loves women as much as I do, except he likes them a little bit younger. I don't go under 13. You know, Donald Trump admitted that his limit was 13 on the Howard Stern show, that he wouldn't go with a 12-year-old, but 13 was A-OK. Jeffrey Epstein liked him a little younger than Donald Trump, but they're both chomos, you see. They're both chomos. You live in a chomocracy. America, we're a bunch of losers getting fleeced. We're a bunch of sheep to the slaughter. We're all just there waiting to have our legs tied up, our throats slit, hung from the rafters so they can drain all our blood out. And that's the end of the story for America. It doesn't go away with a bang, but a whimper. This is it, the end of the American century. 2045, that's the end of 100 years of American dominance on this fucking cunty country planet. It's the worst. And where are we headed? Down the drain. Why? Donald Trump. Well, it's not just Donald Trump. He's just the last step. I mean, Barack Obama and Joe Biden, they paved the way after all. Ever since Reagan, we've been kind of marching toward this. Steffel said Trump is currently fleeing to China to avoid arrest. I know he got on the plane. He thought he could go to Brazil, but Bolsonaro got arrested, so now he doesn't have a way out. You're right, Stephelson. He's fleeing to China. He's trying to go to China where we don't have extradition. He's going now. Donald Trump is going to China in order to avoid arrest. He's going to be there tonight. Donald Trump getting arrested. Well, we always knew this was bound to happen, and now he's fleeing to China. Donald Trump has to go to China, or else he will be in the club fed with G-Max. G-Max. I always liked her, you know. She called me Bubba. I found it flattering at the time, but I didn't like that Donald Trump, the throat goat, always getting. Man, did you hear that joke? By the way, did you hear that joke that Pete Davidson said at the Kevin Hart roast? Holy shit! He said that Kill Tony is just like Charlie Kirk because they both bit on camera, taking taking shots in the throat from a man. Man. Damn. Pete Davidson, I couldn't believe. Like, I've seen Pete Davidson do roasts before, and I always thought he was funny during the roasts. But holy shit. Have you seen him go into Kill Tony? So he's like, Kill Tony, seriously, please, somebody, please. Kill Tony, please. Pete Davidson was pretty funny, man. I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah. Hey, Sky, what's up, Johnny Vegan Seed? Biden died? Well, at least he got to see Donald Trump arrested. That was pretty great. It's really great to see. I love to see it. Trump is the greatest. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's go viral like the Hanta virus. Donald Trump saying it won't be a big deal. It disappears in May. It disappears in May. Just like COVID, it just disappears. Remember this hand movement? I always love this hand movement. Donald Trump always does that. Donald Trump is full of shit when he starts doing this shit. He's like, it's going to end. There's going to be no COVID. It just disappears. And then when he said, we're going to Iran, it's just an excursion. It's just an excursion. That piece of shit moron, they told him, hey, this is an incursion. And he's like, it's an excursion. A little excursion. A trifle. I caught a trifle. It's not a war. Anyway, guys, what are we going to say about the war today? It's not a war. It's not a war, but it's a war. But it's not a war. But it's a war. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you think Donald Trump should go to jail forever. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, have you ever seen the movie The Manchurian Candidate? Donald Trump fits perfectly. The Manchurian Candidate is this political concept made popular by a couple movies. I never saw the remake, but the original is pretty good. The Manchurian Candidate isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a structural concept. A politician whose loyalties have been redirected, whether through blackmail, flattery, financial dependency, or ideological alignment. And that's Donald Trump. That's why you're a loser, and Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin are winners. You get nothing, Senator. You get nothing. That's from Godfather Part 2. Nothing. That's my deal, Senator. Nothing. You get screwed. And Xi Jinping makes off like a bandit. You saw the Manchurian Candidate. That sounds like a fun movie. I love that idea. Indeed. My party. Are you MAGA? This weirdo doesn't realize that his party. I don't have a party. I'm an anarchist. I don't know how stupid you guys are. You can't fucking read. But maybe you're watching on vertical or something. You can't see it. But I don't have a party, man. I don't believe in a two-party system where you get a choice between a red door and a blue door, and both doors go to the gas chamber. Great. The only difference is that Donald Trump will actually push you into the gas chamber, and maybe it hurts more. Maybe it's like carbon dioxide instead of carbon monoxide, so it hurts more when you die, and you die screaming, but you're still going into a gas chamber, whether you're with the Republicans or the Democrats. But hey, America, right? We get choice. In Russia, they get to choose between one party and just one party. Here we get two whole parties to choose from. We're totally different than they are. Wow, totally different. Yes, MAGAs and their chomocracy. That's the thing about MAGAs. They support the chomocracy like none other. Democrats, I mean, shit. The Democrats' big claim to fame is that we're not quite as bad. That's their selling point. No wonder no one wants to vote for them. We're not quite as bad. Guys, we're not quite so bad. We're still really bad, and we're going to sell everything. We're going to sell your souls to the corporations. In fact, we're going to take your money and subsidize the insurance companies, and we're going to call it affordable health care. That's the Democrats for you. The Democrats took a Republican idea called Romney Care and turned it into the Affordable Care Act. And it's a Republican idea to take your money and give it to the corporations and hope and cross their fingers that the corporations are just going to charge us less that way. What a great idea. It could work short term, and of course it did work short term, and then it doesn't work anymore because it was a short-term solution invented by Republicans. But here we are. Here we are. We're not quite as bad. Chuck Schumer out there. Where? Chuck Schumer's like, I'm not as bad as Donald Trump. I'm not quite as bad. I'm still very, very bad, but I'm not quite as bad as Donald Trump. Fucking Chuck Schumer. Anyway, keep supporting the Chomocracy because America, you're making America great that way. We've always known that the rich are buying and selling working class children. We've known that since, feudalism, the days of the Sun Kings, the days of Louis, of French, the French Louis. We've always known that the rich are buying and selling our children, eating them, fucking them, sending them to war, using them in labor camps. We've always known this. We've always been okay with it, actually, because America, we hate children. Don't send your kids to America. We hate kids here. I mean, in Arkansas, Arkansas passed a law to say that 13-year-olds can work in slaughterhouses, for God's sake. I mean, shit. That's your pro-American MAGA movement right there. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, former press secretary of Donald Trump, promoting child labor in slaughterhouses, for the love of Christ. Yeah. Yeah, the exploitation of children is the American way. And we're surprised that neither party has moved on this Epstein thing, but they want the women to testify because it's the women who have to do this. Not one man has ever been able to, has been persecuted, prosecuted, nothing. MLK wasn't what everyone thinks he was. Do your research. That's true. But he did get arrested 30 fucking times, which proves and he was murdered by the FBI. So that at least proves that there's no such thing as freedom of speech in America, right? Alex Preddy got shot in the face. Renee Good got shot in the face. Miramar, she got shot in the face. Shit, man. Don't speak up about the government in public. You will get killed. Talk to Fred Hampton. How's Fred Hampton doing these days? Great. Good things. He's doing great things, Fred Hampton. In the original concept and its CIA-era context, this candidate doesn't need to know they're compromised. The cultivation works on the psychology. The KGB's methodology, per former Soviet intelligence officials, was exactly this. Identify a target's vanity, greed, and need for adulation, then feed all three. Donald Trump has all three. Greed, check. Need for adulation, double check. Vanity, Jesus. Trump's documented personality profile from his own associates, extreme narcissism, financial desperation, multiple U.S. bank failures in the 1990s, bankruptcies, Russian oligarch money flowing into his real estate deals, and a hunger for praise from strongmen. He wrote me a beautiful letter. King Jong-un wrote me the most beautiful love letter. It was so nice. I loved it. He was big, strong man, tears in his eyes, so nice. So nice in the United States to have such nice things. This is the exact profile the KGB wrote down as exploitable. That's in their books. That's who they think is easy to get. That's the way KGB works. By the time you know that you're working for them, it's too late. They got you. The formal recruitment and codename Krasnov isn't verified, but the behavioral outcome, a president who systematically serves Moscow's strategic interests, is not disputed. Everyone openly knows this. In intelligence, outcomes are the evidence. And the outcome is Vladimir Putin is making off like a bandit while you sit around with your thumb up your ass thinking, oh, but Biden though. The satirical indictment, man. It's a joke. All I'm doing is applying the same standard for Eileen Wang to Donald Trump. Is it because she's a woman that you think that she's guilty and he's innocent? Is it because she's Asian that you think that she's guilty and he's innocent? They're guilty of the same crime. She's going away for 10 years maybe. Donald Trump, how many years do you think he'll get? He would not pass the test. He would not pass the test. He probably doesn't have the blood pressure to. He probably can't even pass a polygraph. Probably can't even set one off because he's so fucking old and stupid. The entire purpose of infiltration is to shape an individual's motivations so thoroughly that the foreign power's aims are served voluntarily. That's Charlie Unger. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you. Making stuff up. I haven't made one thing up. I have not made one thing up. Not even one. I have not invented one thing today. Thank you. That's from Craig Unger, the American compromat. Anyway, why is Wang guilty and not Trump? Wang promoted propaganda for China. She's facing 10 years. She ran an after-school program. She was a city council member and a mid-sized, from like Arcadia is a pretty small town. She had no wars to abandon, no chip exports to reverse, no crypto tokens to pump. It's not a pump and dump. Stop saying that. Buy Melania coin. It's not a pump and dump. Shut up. It's not a pump and dump. It's not a pump and dump. It's endorsed by the fucking first lady. How dare you? If you haven't bought Melania coin, you're not a real Trump supporter. I don't believe that you believe anything Trump says if you don't buy Melania coin. So what is Trump trying to prove? He doesn't prove anything. They feed his vanity, you see. They feed his vanity, his desire for money, his desire for power. And that's always been his greed, his need for adulation. Those are the main things that you need to get anybody. That's what the KGB says. That's what they want. That's how you get exploited. Vanity, greed, and the need for adulation. I'm the greatest. I'm the best one. I have the really big hands. I have the biggest hands. I have the most beautiful wife. She's the most beautiful. She's the best first lady ever. She's the best trophy wife ever. She was the best one on the menu. Best one on Epstein's menu. She was so nice. I picked her up for a shang. She was almost depreciated, but I picked her up for a shang and put a baby in her. I mean, that's the last time we had sex, but it was really nice. I love women. Trust me. I love women. Donald Trump is America's first gay president. Yeah. President Donald Trump always had money? That's not true, you sucker. You stupid redneck. You think Donald Trump always had money? Then why do you have all these bankruptcies? You sucker. He's always had some money. That's true. But you think that I'm jealous of a guy whose whole thing is begging Russians for money? No, thank you. No, I'm sorry. I like myself more than Donald Trump does. I don't have to slather on an inch and a half of fucking foundation. I'd slather on makeup every morning, look in the mirror, get my scalp sewn shut. I haven't had any gender-affirming care. Donald Trump has had so much gender-affirming care. He's had silhouette surgery. He's had head surgery so they can close his scalp. Man. No siree, Bobski. He's got fake teeth. 6 banker. Is it 6 now? I thought he only had 4. Yeah. He's always had money. He's never had money. That was a part that he played on TV. Do you think that Charles is actually in charge? Do you think Scott Baio is also Charles in charge for real? Do you think that Scott Baio is actually Charles and he's actually in charge? Is that what you think? Do you think Walter White is a real person and that Albuquerque is filled with meth lords? Is that what you think? The Albuquerque, like, this is so funny because I tell people I'm moving to Albuquerque and all these people keep telling me, oh, there's lots of meth there. On fucking Breaking Bad, the only reason it was in Albuquerque is because it was more expensive to film where it was written. It was written for Riverside, California. And they said it was too expensive to film in Riverside. And it was really cheap to film in Albuquerque. So they filmed in Albuquerque. And now all these morons think that Albuquerque has a meth problem. Because these idiots think that Donald Trump played a rich man on TV, so he must be rich. And Walter White's a real guy. What's that guy? I forget who. What's the guy who played Walter White? Albuquerque is a hellhole. Where do you live now? E9KE556. Melania could be the next Scorsese. Honestly, that was a masterpiece. That was Brett Ratner who directed that. Brett Ratner, famous for taking pictures with little girls and Jeffrey Epstein. Brett Ratner, famous for being on Jeffrey Epstein's island. Brett Ratner, director of X-Men Part 3, directed and he also directed the Rush Hour movies. Remember a couple months ago, Donald Trump, like 6 months ago, Donald Trump was demanding that Paramount make one more Rush Hour movie, demanding that they make another Rush Hour movie. Do you remember that? That's because he's friends with Brett Ratner. Brett Ratner, photographic evidence suggests that he was absolutely with little girls on Jeffrey Epstein's island. 100%. No doubt about it. And he directed the Melania movie. But Donald Trump's totally innocent. Going to bat for Brett Ratner. Look it up. Look it up. Look up the connection of Brett Ratner and Donald Trump. How do they know each other? Why does he keep on backing Brett Ratner? Why does he keep on helping Brett Ratner? Albuquerque has some shitholes. Of course it does. Every town does. Man, today, if you watched earlier, you would have heard my rant about Los Angeles. People are like, Los Angeles sucks. Man, there's 14 million people living in the greater metropolitan area of Los Angeles. It's the biggest city. It's so big. I don't think it's really the biggest, but it's one of the biggest cities on planet Earth. And people are like, it's a shithole. Parts are. Of course. We've got 14 million people living anywhere. There's going to be some shitholes there, you fucking weirdos. Like, people are so stupid. People are so dumb, they think that, like, I saw something on the TV, a ding-dang-do. I saw something on the TV. Elvis is alive. I saw it on the TV. Donald Trump is rich. He don't need nobody's money. I saw it right there on the TV. A ding-dang-do. Albuquerque is all meth heads. I saw it right there on the TV. This is what we're dealing with in America. Donald Trump is the equivalent of the guy selling fake Rolexes in Times Square to stupid hayseeds who blew into town. And now he's coming to your door to sell it. Trump phones. Y'all want a Trump phone? It's the best phone. Better get in early. Y'all better get in early. And all you stupid maggers lined up. Hey, y'all, you want some Melania coin? Yes, buy some Melania coin, please. Please. Not many Democrats in the chat. I never have many Democrats in the chat. Democrats hate me. Republicans hate me because I hate both of them. And if you hate both parties, then please, if you're not part of the unitard party, like and subscribe. And you could call in morningsky.live/PYB. You could call in to this show and tell me why you love Donald Trump or why you love... pick a Democrat. I don't care. Pick one. They all suck. Although I'm warming up to a couple of them. But I've been warming up to a couple of Republicans, too, up until recently. Because Rand Paul, still a piece of shit. But, hey, every once in a while, Rand Paul, man, sometimes I'm thinking, man, maybe I need to move to Kentucky. And then you're like, no, Rand Paul, still a crazy person. Every once in a while. Obama, you love Obama? Yeah, you want to call in and talk about why Obama sucks? I'll be happy to talk all day about why Obama sucks and why he paved the way for fascism in America. Anyway, Eileen Wang is facing 10 years because she ran an after-school program and she was mayor of a mid-sized city, but she spread propaganda. But she had no crypto tokens to pump. Trump is accused of, and the documented record supports, this is the documentation, nothing made up here, that he is acting in the interest of Russia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE across defense policy, technology export controls, financial regulation, and military support decisions. His family has personally profited from each of those governments in overlapping timeframes. And I would add Brazil, to be honest, but Brazil mostly because of the private companies, not the government, so it's a little bit more complicated. Brazil's recently changed their government, but when Bolsonaro was in power, ooh, Lord, he was definitely on the take for Brazil. Donald Trump was on that teat sucking. Hold on. This is ASMR. That's Donald Trump on the Brazilian teat when Bolsonaro was in power. The difference is not legal. The difference is power. The machinery that charges Wang cannot reach the man who appoints the people who would have to charge him. Wang has no power. She's a woman. She's Asian. She's just part of a little town. She's just a mayor of a little town. But that's not a conspiracy theory. This is just structural impunity. And that is what Pick Your Battles is here to name. This show is called Pick Your Battles, by the way. Individuals in our country who covertly do the bidding of foreign governments undermine our democracy. And that is what the First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley said about Eileen Wang. Individuals in our country who covertly do the bidding of foreign governments undermine our democracy. Democracy. I hardly knew her. Thank you so much for joining here on the Pick Your Battle show. We've got about an hour left, and I would be happy to take a call. morningsky.live/PYB. Eileen promoted propaganda for China, and she's facing 10 years. But he abandoned Ukraine and Russia, and he's at Mar-a-Lago. Why can't they live by the same standards? I thought the law was the same for everybody. Eileen Wang ran a fake news site for Beijing. Trump reversed chip export rules days after his family's crypto token got $2 billion from Abu Dhabi. Which one's bigger? Running a fake news thing for Beijing or taking $2 billion from Abu Dhabi in order to sell chips to Chinese military G24, G34, G43, whatever the fuck it's called. The KGB manual says you look for narcissism, debt, and a hunger for praise from strongmen. They wrote that before Donald Trump was even born. And then he became the perfect example for what they were looking for. Portugal's president called Donald Trump a Russian asset on the record, publicly. A NATO founding member. That's not Twitter. That's a head of state saying that Donald Trump is a Russian asset. Germany doesn't want to do business with America anymore because America is run by a foreign asset. Someone who's serving the Russians. TDS is so fucking stupid. Well, TDS is just another thought-limiting cliche of the cult, man. That's what they do. They'll say, you'll hear it all the time, who were those guys like Keith Raniere's cult? I forget what it was called. Nivea. What was Keith Raniere's? I forget. Nivix? Nexium. It was called Nexium. Nexium, they would say, they had thought-limiting cliches as well. If you brought up problems, if you had any criticism of the vanguard of Keith Raniere, the cult leader, they would say, you're experiencing a blockage. And that would be like, it's your fault that you're questioning the leader. And so that's what we have now with Donald Trump. America, you're supposed to doing just the first step of critical thinking, which is questioning authority. You're not supposed to like presidents. You're supposed to kind of hate the president and cops and people in authority. And but if you're a bootlicker, then you will back the people in authority, and anyone who criticizes those in authority, you'll say something that will limit the conversation, like TDS or you're having a blockage, or that's I don't know. We have these things over and over. You're a communist. That's a good one too. You're a communist. That's always great. But it's funny too, because in the Communist Manifesto, it's even mentioned, like he says, like Karl Marx is like, anyone who's hated, any person who's questioning the government, no matter what, and no matter which government you're questioning, they'll call you a communist. It's just, you're not even a commie. You're not even a communist, but you get called a communist because you question the government. It's pretty common. Yeah. Stop picturing me in the shower. It's pretty common, people picturing me in the shower. It's there. It's it. Yeah. There you go. TDS is real. Yeah, exactly. Questioning authority is it is real. Questioning authority is real. You're supposed to do that. That's called critical thinking. Following blindly, like a sheeple, your president because you just like him. You're a sucker. You're basically a waste of space. And it's un-American. It's just un-American. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you love America. Donald Trump didn't register as a foreign agent, but he should have. But he didn't really have to because he made himself president, right? And presidents are immune. Donald Trump's son-in-law got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia. And then he got $2 billion from Abu Dhabi. His chip export reversal handed the UAE the exact technology we said that they were not allowed to have. But sure, Eileen Wang is the bad guy that we all got to worry about. We have the emoluments clause. You know, the emoluments clause was why Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm, because they thought that, well, you'll sell those peanuts to foreign governments, and that means that you're beholden to them. And so he sold all his peanut farms. They made him in order to be president. But Donald Trump hasn't done that. An emoluments clause exists because the founders were specifically afraid of what's happening today. They wrote it down because of that. They foresaw this. And he violates it with a press release and a photo op like every single day. He doesn't give a shit because he knows that you're a bunch of suckers. Because America, you're a bunch of worms begging for scraps off the billionaires' tables. Bunch of worms. It's pretty sad. Mommy's basement. Oh, man, if only you knew, Donald. Man, if only you knew. My mom's basement. I live in California. We don't have basements. But my mom's been dead a long time. My mom's been dead a long time now. Most people know that, though. Yeah. Left-wing idiots cry so much. Not as much as, like, maggers. Can I get some wet floor signs for these maggers crying all the time? Fucking snowflakes, always crying. Always crying. Oh my God. No, don't call us chomos. Stop wearing that red hat, chomo. Stop doing it. Worms don't need billionaires. Just American worms. American worms need billionaires. Just please, can I have a little bit? Just a scrap. Just a little scrap. Please, just a scrap. Please, Mr. Billionaire. Please, Mr. Billionaire, can I please just have a scrap? That's what all these maggers are always doing. Always begging. But, you know, that's what they do. A bunch of simps, man. It's tough out there for a magger. In intelligence, you don't need a code name, but he's got one. It's called Krasnov. But what you really need is a pattern. That Donald Trump has one that's well established. It's documented. The countries are named. The money is traceable. The policy reversals are dated. Thank you very much, everybody. You all see now that Donald Trump has been arrested. He has fled the country. He's going to China in order to avoid indictment. And we'll see what happens, but it's getting kind of wild. Yeah. It's getting kind of scary. Because, I mean, we're going to see the first president get arrested. It's never happened before. Pretty exciting, right? Donald Trump has had so many firsts. And now we get to see a president get arrested, man. In my lifetime, I never thought it would happen. I never thought we'd do it. Yes, this is the ASMR I need to fall asleep. The ASMR that you need to fall asleep is Donald Trump on the teat of foreign governments. Here we go. You ready for it? Pakapi, привет. Это книга, это карандаш, это ручка. Dostoevsky. Nabokov. It's great. It's great. Donald Trump on the teat. He loves sucking off those Russians, man. He loves sucking off those Russians so much. Yes. Call up and give me some help. Buck around and find out. Come on, tell me why it's wrong. I must be really intimidating to you maggers because you won't ever call in. I have a call-in show, morningsky.live/PYB, but you won't do it. It's all the family business. Hey, it's the family business. Buying and selling little girls. You know when Donald Trump killed all those little girls in Iran, when they bombed that school full of children, you know the first thing through his head is like, I could have made a lot of money off of those girls. We used to make so much money. We used to make so much money off of the little girls. Me and Epstein, me and Jeffrey, we made so much money. It was so nice. And now they bombed those little girls, and we could have sold them. So much wasted money. So much wasted money. You know that's what he thought immediately, right? He was sad at the cost of opportunity, because he made a whole business of buying and selling children with Jeffrey Epstein. It's great. How do you get an ROI on a kid after all? It's got to be hard. It's tough. You know, children, they just consume for 18 years. It's hard to get your money back before they're 18. But Donald Trump found a way. He and Epstein found a way to sell children to billionaires. It's really great business model. Great business model. Maggers, man, you can't get away from them, man. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Soy's got so much protein. The thing is that, man, I got all this testosterone. I can't help it, man. I got this masculine urge to make the world a better place. I got this masculine urge to protect the innocent and the vulnerable. I got a masculine urge to fight the powerful. I got a masculine urge to overthrow the tyrants. I have a masculine urge to take the pedophiles out and throw them into wood chippers. I have a masculine urge to cut off the heads of every billionaire. It's a masculine urge. I'm pumping. My veins got too much testosterone, man. I'm trying. I keep on getting tested. I'm trying to keep it down in here, man. Ever since I learned how to talk, they've been telling me to listen, and all I can do is keep screaming and yelling, man, because I got that masculine urge. Too much tea in the blood. I got the masculine urge to fight fascism. I got the masculine urge. I got it from my grandfather. He went to Europe to kill Nazis. He was so Antifa, he went to Europe to kill Nazis. Man, I got a lot. I'm an old school. Yes. I got too much. I know it's too much tea. I got too much tea, baby. Too much tea. Define fascism? Well, you're lucky, Stuart. I made a video just for you. It's called The 14 Points of Fascism and How MAGA Checks All the Boxes. I made a video just for you. You can find it on my channel. Please watch it. I don't have time to go into every little thing. If you don't know what fascism is, please, I went through Umberto Eco and a couple others' definitions of fascism and went through every single point. There's 14 points if you do it right. So, go into it. I made a whole video of it just for you because I get morons always going, define fascism! And so I do it. I defined fascism. I made a whole video just for you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank me later. Bootlicker Dan Butler says, Gotta love those bootlickers. Yes, indeed. Gotta love those bootlickers. Sure thing, club. Sure thing, bub. Yeah, I'm the fascist? That's really funny. I love it. Love it. I'm an anarchist, my friend. I know it hurts you because you're such a bootlicker, but man, it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard seeing your face in the mirror every morning in your trailer park. You wake up, looking at that mirror in your double wide trailer. You got a single wide or a double wide? I bet you're a single wide type, huh? You wake up, look at that mirror in your single wide trailer, and you're like hating yourself. You gotta hate everybody else because of it. You gotta extend that circle of hate because you hate yourself so much. So you gotta hate the trans person. You gotta hate the immigrant. You gotta hate the brown man, the black man. You gotta hate everybody because your hate for yourself is so strong. You wake up in the morning and you roll out of bed and you walk down that weird little hallway that you got in that single wide trailer of yours, and you look in the mirror and you're just shaking your head. You're like, I don't know what to do with my life, man. I hate myself so much, and you're just like, I gotta hate everybody else in order to make yourself feel better. But let me tell you, buddy, you don't have to. The more you love others, the more you'll love yourself, you know? It's hard for people to love you until you love yourself, and it's hard to love yourself until you love others. It's a whole thing. It's a journey of self-discovery and healing, and I think you could do it. I'm rooting for you, buddy. I really am. I'm rooting for you. Just hate Republicans? No, Mike, did you just get here? Mike? I hate Democrats too, buddy. Don't you worry. Mikey. Listen, honey. I hate Democrats too. Don't worry, honey. Democrats are perfectly hateable as well. Thank you. Skyjack looks miserable and depressed. No, I'm just tired. Don't worry about me. I'm not depressed at all. I meditate so that I don't get depressed. Sometimes I deal with tragedy. I know a lot of dead people. I'm going through major changes in my life. But don't worry, I ain't depressed, honey. Don't you worry about me. I'll be there for you. Smoking Blondie, what's the deal and how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome to
Great.
the show. It's called Pick Your Battles. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. We have Smoking Blondie on the show.
Who hates fucking MAGA morons, doesn't know the definition of fascist, assumes real men are anarchists, idiots.
Well, real men, I think, are very into autonomy, right? They want to do their own thing. I think women too, right? But I think when you think about this kind of like stereotype of man, I think of a person that's striving to think for themselves. And that takes a little bit of intellectualism and self-discovery. And
what kind of man would allow the government to control their wife or spouse or partner's body? Idiots.
That's true. I don't like the government controlling anybody there, Smoking Blondie. I don't like that shit. I just don't like the government in my business. I don't like the government telling me what to do. I don't like the government telling me who to love, who to fuck. I don't like
the government is their daddy. Gross.
That is the thing, right? They refuse to grow up. We're going to talk about this on the Sunday show, actually, because it seems like Americans have Peter Pan syndrome. Like they never grow up. They're just like, I won't grow up. I won't grow up. I don't want to get a job. I feel like that's the American experience now, a bunch of children that won't grow up, won't get jobs, and want the government to be their daddy. Donald Trump is their daddy. They say it all the time. Right? Love him. I love Donald Trump. They'll defend him like he's their father. And they'll even say, Trump's your daddy too. Not my daddy.
Give me some more of that Trump taint, you gross fuckers.
They love that Trump taint. They gotta have it, man. It's so gross, that diaper. Think about it, man. He's just his taint's just sitting there like marinating all day long. Marinating all day long. Holy shit, it's rough, man.
Sleeping?
Yeah, it's sleeping. Some people said I'm lying. I'm not lying. Listen, Donald Trump is headed to China in order to avoid arrest. I made the banner before. See, he is your daddy, bitch. See, Jay Long, what is the mental illness, Jay Long? What have you got going on, Jay Long? I always imagine when someone says something like that, I always like, dude, what is going on in that person's life?
They're willing to let somebody walk into their house and cuck them and take their wife and their children, if they have them, and make them, and they become his bitch. That is so fucking weak.
It's so weird, though, right? I mean,
yes.
I just don't know what goes into people. Why would they love? You're talking about my favorite politician. How dare you? What? I've never felt that way about a politician. I've never felt that way about anybody. Even
I was going to say anyone.
Yeah. How dare you say that about my favorite politician? What? Like if I had a favorite politician, and I don't, but even if I did, I wouldn't go to bat for that person. That person's going to bat for me. They're supposed to be going to bat for me. Donald Trump is supposed to be helping you out.
About my favorite pedo, my favorite child rapist.
Yeah, how dare you say that about my favorite child rapist? He's my favorite one. They got like baseball cards with him on there, right?
They're collecting as they die,
Mm-hmm. Trump he's got arrested development. I really think Americans are they have arrested development now, and they're stuck.
They can't even own guns, guys. How weak is that?
Donald Trump can't. Donald Trump's never had a driver's license.
I own more guns than Donald Trump does.
Yeah, so do I. I own more guns than Donald Trump. That's so crazy, right? This guy, I own more guns than Donald Trump. Holy shit. I've definitely shot more, too.
Oh, yeah. I can lead my shot, so go ahead and run. Zigzag.
DS King of Kings says, hold on, let me play my stylophone for you. Thank you for supporting the channel. DS King of Kings says, I love how they make jokes about black people and fathers, yet all of MAGA has daddy issues, and they make it obvious. The death of self-awareness. Yeah, that is something, right? They're always talking about, yeah.
That's so right, Kings. Oh my God,
Yeah, right? It's
weirdos.
crazy. I love proof. There's an overwhelming mountain of evidence that Donald Trump is proof that Donald Trump is a chomo. He admitted it on the Howard Stern show. He admitted it to multiple times on the Howard Stern show. He admitted it on hot mics. He talked about his daughter. He talked about his infant child, Tiffany, that her tits are coming in. He can't wait to see if they're like her mother's, but she's got her mother's legs as when Tiffany was an infant. Hung
He
out
was
with
found
Jeffrey
liable.
Epstein, best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, on Jeffrey Epstein plane multiple times, eyewitness accounts of what's happened, and his victims have also come forward. So yes, tons of proof, everybody. Thank you for asking.
And then there was a jury of, was it 12 or 9 who found him liable for sexual assault on E. Jean Carroll?
Yeah, he's an adjudicated rapist as well. But the commenter was asking specifically about pedophilia, but lots of evidence about that one too. The tons, an overwhelming mountain of evidence that he's a pedo, and people are just like, they love him. They love him anyway. Yes.
Gross.
Oh my God, we don't make jokes about black people or fathers. Yes, you do. I watch Fox News every day, Sonic. Every single day. I watch you guys. And I watched Charlie Kirk make those jokes, and he got shot in the face for it. Well, not quite the face. It would have been better if it was the face, but it got him in the neck, kind of like a Pez dispenser situation. But,
Talking out the side of his neck.
He was, but he leaned left in the end.
Yep, always.
He always leans left in the end. How sad. How sad. It was a sad thing that happened, but I don't cry when fascists die. Yeah, I don't really care. I didn't really care. I didn't cheer, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Good for him. Yeah. So how many years do you think Donald Trump's going to do in jail when this is all over?
He'll be dead before the trial's over. He's so old and dying. I don't think he'll make it through court.
I don't think he'll make it to court either. You're right. 100% agree. 100% agree. He's not going to jail. He's not even going to trial, right? Do you think Tyler Robinson will go on trial? Do you think he'll get a trial?
Yes.
You do?
I
think he'll go.
From what I've read, well, I guess they just matched the round, supposedly. I'd like to see the evidence on that.
They did now? Because for a long time they couldn't do it.
Right, but the gun is so old, and they're notorious for tearing up the rounds. I don't know how they were capable of matching that round.
Well, if you have an unlimited amount of time and iterations,
to create anything,
yeah, you could do it. It'll just like by chance redo it, right? But I can't wait to see if they had Tyler Robinson's text message allowed into court, because I don't think that was real, and so I think that I really can't wait to see if it's actually offered as evidence, because it was offered as evidence in the court of public opinion, but I think in the court of law they won't allow it, because it's bullshit, because it was written by Kash Patel. So I don't think I don't know. I'm really excited. But I don't think he's going to get a trial. I think he'll be killed like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. Gen Z don't talk like that.
No, my love, I've absconded with the weapon of choice. The squad cars making... My love, I must make good my haste. I must make haste. I must make good my escape. DS King of Kings. MAGA truly believes any form of disagreement or variation from their policy is un-American. You're all frauds in 4x4s with 4x4 millimeter micropeckers. DS King of Kings. I think you're right on target. But, it's funny because MAGA is the most un-American thing I've ever seen in my lifetime. I mean, they want a king. They want a dictator. And I say, go to Saudi Arabia. Stop trying to make America like Saudi Arabia. But Donald Trump wants America to be like Saudi Arabia. So, because he's a foreign asset. Who do you think he's working for the most?
Go to Russia.
Yeah, go to Russia. Go to Russia.
They need some people on the front line.
They need some people on the front line of Ukraine. You're right. They'll take you with open arms. Defect to Russia. Do it. Or
I'll pay for your ticket.
Or El Salvador is really nice this time of year, Maggers, and they have a dictator. He calls himself the coolest dictator on the planet. Coolest dictator in the world, Bukele. You can kiss his feet. I mean, And they
The
hate
Congo's
MS-13
nice.
there. Huh?
Said the Congo's nice too.
Congo's nice. Yes. Go, Maggers. Go to the places where they have kings that can serve 3 terms. Go.
Lots of guns.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if
Lots
you're
and
allowed
lots.
to, but you're not allowed to own them there, are you? I don't
Oh,
know.
no, I didn't say that. I just meant there are lots of guns there.
Oh, but in Venezuela, they actually give their citizens guns to fight off America. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Go to Venezuela, Maggers. Go. I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
People love dictators, and Maggers love dictators. Go to a country with dictators. Do it.
Start that civil war you guys are always talking about. We're ready.
Yes, start the boogaloo, the big boogaloo. A dictator is a leader that takes over the country by force. No, that's not what a dictator is. Where the fuck did you... These children, grow up. That is not what a dictator is. An honorable mention, Social Security is socialism. It's true.
Boom.
There's... Social Security is socialism. That's really quite...
Social.
social. Yes.
So is the internet we're all on right now.
It's true. Also, yes, and the GPS satellites and everything else. Everything that you like about the government was from, from socialism. A dictator is a ruler who possesses absolute, unrestricted power within a government, usually maintaining control through force, intimidation, and suppression of civil liberties. That's Donald Trump. He's a dictator. They operate without checks and balances. Donald Trump, often leading in a cruel, definitely oppressive, definitely authoritarian manner. That's it. That's a dictator. Describes Donald Trump perfectly.
Hates the press.
Hates the press. Hates any check on him. Hates any check or balance. Hates it.
Any of the arts that don't agree with him.
Well, in fascism, art must serve the state, and that's just so. If the art doesn't serve the state, then that's deviant art, right? It's propaganda. It's anti-propaganda, right? They don't like that shit. Anything that's criticism or comedy, you can't make a joke about the president either. You can't make a joke about the dictator. Yes.
The red triangles were the first.
The pink triangles?
The red triangles.
What were the red child? What was that one? What was the red
Union
triangle?
leaders,
Oh, yeah.
Journalists, opposing political party members. They were the first to go into the camps.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a conversation with I lived in Germany. I was talking to an old friend from Germany yesterday, and I called her Ozzy. And Ozzy is a mean name. It means asocial or asocial, asocial. But it's funny because people still use that as an insult in Germany. And I was just teasing her. She's my friend, but that term during the Nazi years was what they called anybody who was undesirable. They called them asocial, Azis. And that term is still used as an insult in Germany. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So people are so stupid.
Let's talk about the SPLC.
Stupid.
We talk about the SPLC every day. Bo's Need, go ahead and call in. We'll talk about the SPLC if you'd like. Well, call in, talk about anything you want. All these maggers got something to say, but they ain't
Show
got
us
the
how smart
courage to
you
call.
are.
They never want to call for some reason. Germany has a lot of good people. It does, and most of them hate Donald Trump.
Most of the world hates Donald Trump.
It's true. Most of the world does hate the pedo and thief. Yes, most people do hate Donald Trump. But that's because most human beings, they see a con man and they realize that this man is someone who needs to be spat out like a bad seed instead of worshipped. And yet, here we are. Most Americans are too stupid to realize.
What do you think is going to come of all these foreign countries that are investigating criminal charges to do with the Epstein files and talking about releasing the names unredacted?
What do I think is going to happen? I think that eventually there will be a major leak, like a Julian Assange style leak, where we have. But the problem is that it's still millions of documents, So how the hell are we going to, unless they unredact photographs, which would be fun.
Yeah.
I think that there will be a foreign government that does it. Like, what if Portugal got a hold of it, or somebody who hates
Sweden.
Donald Trump? Yeah. It could happen. It'd be pretty amazing, don't you think? What do you think's going to happen?
It'd be so amazing. And if Trump wasn't a fascist, the first thing he would have done was pardon Snowden and let him come home.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why every president's a fascist in some degree. It's like that's the thing. People go like, "Oh, you just hate Donald Trump." No, I don't. I hate them all. But he's just He's just like effectively much worse because I feel it more. Right? I feel it more. I've always said that the presidents are a bunch of fascist assholes, a bunch of just a bunch of war criminals. Like at best, they're war criminals, and yet, like everyone since Reagan has been a war criminal. And other ones before Reagan were doing really horrible shit like perpetrating genocides and stuff. But I was going to say, but I feel it more with Donald Trump because like even though George W. Bush like tanked the economy, I was still in college, Like it was bad because I got out of college at this worst time and there were no good jobs and no one was paying well and I couldn't really like liftoff, there was no liftoff after college because of the horrible financial crisis we were in.
Yep.
And so like I could blame him, but I don't because it's just like timing, shit happens. We had 2 forever wars we were doing and the economy was taking a shit. But then you have, and the subprime law, you can't just blame President W. Bush for that, right? The subprime mortgages
right.
And all that shit. That wasn't just him. It was a lot of China. A lot of it was China, by the way. Anyway, but like since George W. Bush, we've kind of been plodding along, and then Donald Trump gets in office and he fucks up COVID so badly that it ruins everybody's lives. And then now we're here 5 years later, and it's like he's kicking us while we're trying to get up. We're all trying to get up after COVID that he fucked up, and now gas costs $6.50 a gallon, and my coffee costs more. You know what I mean?
Well, in my opinion, so George W. Bush was a complete moron, right? But
maybe.
He had people around him. He had people around him that were intelligent and still did things. He was horrible. Horrible things happened. We're the same age, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. He's a bad dude, though. I mean, he's a bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Trump is so stupid in a different level because he can't even hire proper people around him.
Yeah. I have
to do things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is getting things done that, harming America. I mean, he did, successfully raise the price of gasoline and all that and enrich Vladimir Putin. But I guess I look at George W. Bush, and maybe it's just because George W. Bush seems to actually care. I think W actually likes America, and I don't think Donald Trump does. I don't think Donald Trump likes America at all.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think
he only likes himself. That's it. Yeah.
I think that George W. Bush probably was like, we're going to get rich off of this, just like my daddy. Yep. But, and, his daddy was, head of the CIA, and his daddy was ambassador to China. I mean, the shit writes itself. Like, his father was ambassador to China and head of the CIA and vice president under Reagan. Holy shit. Of course George W. Bush did shady shit. But... Yep. I still feel like we're going to get rich, but also the American people are going to make out like bandits. I think that he also gave a shit about America. Maybe that's just the feels. Maybe it's just the vibe. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
I think you're onto something. He could also dodge a shoe. I don't think Trump could have dodged that shoe.
No, Donald Trump needs 6-inch glass at his ballroom. Yeah. Yeah.
Idiot.
He wants to be a dictator. We cannot allow this. He cares nothing for us. We, the people, deserve better on all platforms in every way. Worst president ever. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like people, why are you so hard on Donald Trump when you hate all of them? Because Donald Trump's affecting me more than the other ones. Like George W. Bush did affect me, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I can't do much about this, but Donald Trump really fucking hates America. Like he likes Saudi Arabia more than he likes us. And that ain't good.
I don't know about you, but I was bitching about all of them while they were in office.
Yeah, of course. Me too. Of course. Me too. Every single president I bitched about. But this guy's worse.
I bought my husband a T-shirt that said "Not my president." It has George W. Bush's face on it back in like 2002. But this is more harm, more damage, and we lived through George W. Bush's harm.
It's so funny because I'm going through all these old things at my house, and I found a political cartoon that I drew from the 90s, and it was George W. Bush waving an American flag with a wind-up toy thing in the back, like a wind-up toy knob on his back. And it says, "This toy will put food on your family." Because you remember he always said stupid shit like, Americans want to put food on their family.
Yes.
Remember when he said that? And he said, fish and humans could coexist peacefully. He would say weird shit. Is our children learning?
Look at my painting.
I'm the decider. Yeah. I mean, he always said dumb shit like that. And now it seems quaint. It seems so quaint and silly. Well, Americans, we got to ask ourselves.
Remember the president's, remember because he was reading to those kindergartners when the towers got hit or whatever?
Yeah,
Can you imagine? So Trump, when he talks to kids, he's like, "We had to bomb Iran."
Mm-hmm.
Or,
he talks about the auto pen.
This reporter's a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. Here. Every time he talks to kids, he always says weird shit, like on the when he had to call in, because the presidents do this thing on Christmas Eve where they talk to kids around America. And he goes and does it, and apparently Melania fucking hates him because he can't talk to children. And he's like, "So did your parents support Donald Trump? I know that your state really performed well for me." It's like, bro, you're calling on Christmas Eve. Just ask the kid.
You sound cute. You sound cute to that little girl.
You sound cute. Yeah, you sound cute. Like, what
fucking
in the
pedo.
Hell, dude? Just ask her what her favorite color is and what she wants for Christmas. That's it. What'd you ask for Santa Claus? What did you ask Santa? He asked a child on one New Year's Eve on the phone, "So do you still believe in Santa Claus?"
Oh my God.
It's like, dude, that sounds like something I might say to some kid, but it's like, bro, like this is just like the easiest layup. Just call the kid, ask him what he wants for Christmas, and then shut the fuck up, hang up. Merry Christmas.
It's proof that he did not raise his children.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he never wanted to raise his children. He bragged about how he never had anything to do with raising his children.
And no one talks about how Don Jr. didn't talk to him for a decade after he physically assaulted his mother.
Yeah, he told the kid that Santa Claus doesn't exist and said, "You don't believe in Santa Claus, do you? You're old enough not to." Yeah. Like, it's just a total layup, and the guy just sucks. He can't even do that, and yet these maggers think that he's running some kind of 4D chess game.
Yeah,
and he can't even talk to a child about. He can't deal with the subterfuge that's required to talk to children about Santa Claus. But he's supposed to be the greatest deal maker who ever lived. The deal maker in chief.
Please.
Yes. My God.
Ick. So weak. So stupid.
Yeah, it's really quite sad. It's really quite sad. But loser Dems, yeah, the lovable losers, the Democrats, yeah, the Dems keep losing because America likes chomos. America loves chomos. What are you going to do? But pretty soon it'll be CEO season. It'll be CEO season.
That's my favorite season.
CEO season?
Yes.
It's Wabbit season. It's duck season. It's CEO season. It's coming. I think Biden was a moron. Of course Biden was a moron. Everyone thinks Biden was a moron. He should never have been president.
Why do people
Peyton
think
just subscribed. Thank you.
If you hate Trump, that you're a Democrat? How stupid are you?
Yeah, what's funny about it, they love Trump, but they hate Barack Obama. And when you tell them like Trump sucks, they're like, well, Barack Obama deported a lot of people. Yeah, so you must like him, right? No, I hate him. Why? Policies. Which policy?
I don't know.
What do you hate? Oh, you hate him because he's black. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Biden sniffs kids. Yeah, all right, cool. He's not president.
Kids smell good.
Yeah, he sniffed a kid. So what? I don't give a shit. Like try him. Put him on trial. I don't give a shit. That's the difference. You think that bringing up Biden smelling kids, if you think Biden did something, put him on trial. Do it. Do you think that if Biden smelled children's hair that makes it okay for Donald Trump to throw an infant overboard in Lake Michigan in order to get rid of unwanted children? Does that make it work?
Does it make Trump a man to cheat on his wife who's in labor?
Oh yeah, that's
Porn
always
star?
nice. Yeah, Trump cheats on his wives, and it's like, you know what? One of my favorite things is I saw this one thing where they like, remember the Access Hollywood tape where he says grab him by the pussy and the whole thing. You know, I moved on her like a bitch, which is so weird to say. I've never heard anyone. I moved on her like a bitch. Like what? Who talks like this?
So you're a female dog?
I thought I think he's saying that she's a bitch and he's the dog, I guess. I don't know why he would say it like that. It's such a strange thing to say, but he's such a strange person. Anyway, but people keep on saying, oh, that's just like locker room talk. And I go, well, like, I don't talk like that in the locker room. I don't know. My friends don't talk like that. Like, I've heard my friends say some perverted shit, but my friends don't say perverted shit like that. You could grab them by the pussy, they'll let you because you're famous and just fucking, she doesn't want it, and I do it anyway. Like, I've never had people talk to me that way. Maybe they just don't talk to me that way. But I was watching this thing where someone said that, like, it's locker room talk. And the follow-up was like, oh, really? So does your dad talk that way?
Yeah.
No, my dad doesn't talk like that. Does your pastor talk like that?
Real men don't talk like that.
No, they don't. Yeah.
Predators talk like that.
Yes, exactly. The only locker room Trump has been in was a teen. Yeah, he snuck into teen pageant shows to look at young teenagers naked. He admits to being a chomo. That's it. He admitted it.
Him sexualizing his daughters.
Yes, it's proof. And yet, every time we talk about this, Smoking Blondie, they go like, oh, well, where's your proof? He said it. He said it.
My dad would never let someone sexualize me in front of him, let alone do it himself.
No, of course not. It's insane to allow it. I wouldn't let someone do that about any woman that I knew. No less my daughter.
God, so
Crazy.
gross.
So he'll be dead before he does time. Do you think, I forget if I asked you, do you think that he'll be alive at the end of 2026?
Yes.
Dang it. Really?
Yeah.
Do
I
you
don't
think
he'll make the full term, but he'll be alive after. I don't think he'll die in 2026.
Do you think that he'll be president in 2027?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I think he'll die president.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Dang.
He's not. I mean, he's going downhill quickly, and the signs of dementia are
it's
getting
bad.
worse and worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real bad.
And we all know that there is no year 7 in the 10-year scale of dementia.
That's true. There is no year 7 in the 10-year scale of dementia, and he's got it bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't look. He's not good. So I guess I thought that he'd resign before the end of 2026, and that.
Oh,
and
you think he'll resign? I don't.
I think he'll resign for like personal reasons, medical reasons. He'll come up with something, and then, or maybe they'll even impeach him. That's possible if there's a blue wave. It's possible.
I don't think that will. I don't know what's going to happen in the next election, but I believe that his number one whatever go to is never admit you made a mistake.
Yeah.
And him resigning will be admitting he made a mistake or failed.
Well, he'll need to resign in order to get pardoned, right? And I think, I don't know, man.
I never thought of that. Asking for a pardon by J.D. Vance.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe he'll have to resign for personal medical reasons, whatever. Because he's one little trip and fall away, right? Like.
Oh, yeah.
And his travel schedule and all this other stuff that they got him on, like, there's no way he can maintain. So at some point, I don't know.
He's only working like 20 hours a week.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the travel takes it out of you, man. I don't know. Like, but I guess he's been doing it. Maybe he's used to like being on Lolita Express and all these different planes. So maybe he's better at it than me. But at that age, shit, traveling to China and then back and all this stuff has got to be tough, even if he is in the lap of luxury. But what I was thinking is that maybe he'll be out and JD Vance will take over the last 2 years. And then, because it's not just his choice. I mean, Palantir has a say, and all these people have a say on whether or not he sticks around. You know, Donald Trump's not the only person who decides these things.
He also has the best medical care in the world.
That's true. So he does.
He's gonna live longer than the normal human.
Live longer, but be president. Like he can retire, and then JD Vance can be president for 10 years.
That's JD Vance's only hope of ever being president.
That's it. Like he takes over, and that way, because he's an incumbent, he'll have a better chance of winning, and he can fix the election in 2028 better, because it's really hard to fix it for Donald Trump because he's so unpopular. But JD Vance.
Also, do you see Trump like he won't even endorse somebody to run, and he won't say anything good about JD Vance. Did you hear him say they picked him up like a little boy?
Yeah, he's so weird, man. Why would you say that?
He's mad because they rushed him out of the room faster than him.
Yeah.
It's because you're a fat fuck, dude, and they couldn't carry you like they could carry JD.
And he fell.
Because he's a fat fuck.
I mean, he tripped over his cankles. He fell down.
His cankles. His diaper got bound up.
Yeah, man. Like you're talking about in the White House Correspondents' Dinner, JD Vance ran because he's able-bodied, and Donald was like, and fell. I've seen Maggers wanting Marco over Vance. Well, okay, maybe it's Marco then, parallelish, but I think it's really easy for JD Vance. The Maggers might like Marco, but the tech bros like Vance. Who do you think has more power? The billionaire tech bros and Israel, or the Maggers? Who has more power?
Vance.
Yeah, I think Vance has more power.
Yeah.
He's got Peter Thiel. It's his mentor.
100%. Yeah. Peter Thiel bought him, owns him. He's the reason he's vice president. Trump is president because of Peter Thiel bought Vance. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. And also Israel loves him. Israel's number one GDP segment is AI and tech.
And Palantir wants everywhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, JD Vance is their boy. Marco's not their boy.
They
like Marco because he has more media time than Vance. Yeah. Also, Marco is a war hawk, and MAGA, for all their talk about how they don't want to get into wars, they love killing people. They love murder. They always have. MAGAs, fascists always love murder. They look at how hard they got about Venezuela, and they got so hard about Iran. They're all hard for Iran, and they're hard for Cuba. And Marco wants to take over. That's his whole thing. He wants to kill Cubans bad. So,
but what kind of weirdo wears shoes that are 3 sizes too big just to show your daddy that you like them?
I know, it's so weird, right?
Fucking so weirdo.
Weird. Remember when Trump called Gavin Newsom the president? I do remember that. Yes. It's because he's a psychopath that has lost his damn mind. He's got dementia. Don't you remember? Anybody who knows that, anyone who's ever had a dementia patient parent, they always call you by a different name. They're always calling you by somebody else's name. They forget who they're on the phone with while they're talking to the person on the phone.
They never know where somebody's at, too. They're always asking where somebody is.
Yeah, Donald Trump is always doing that.
Where's
that guy? Where's my
wife? Where my husband's grandfather kept asking where's wife, where's Mary, always asking.
It's true. Maria Jimenez on. You got to turn on your mic, Maria. Hello. Welcome to the show. How are you?
It's Mello. How are we all doing this fine afternoon?
Fabulous. I'm glad you're here. How do you feel? Do you think Donald Trump is going to ever do time?
Unfortunately, he's got too much dirt on the Republicans.
Oh, you don't think that they'll turn on him? Okay, do you think that he'll stay in office into 2027?
Unfortunately, he will never quit. Never in a million
No,
fucking.
you don't think so?
He's gotten away with so much shit already.
Yeah.
He was able to get the Supreme Court to fucking let him off for anything he does in the future.
That's
so
true.
yeah, he's good to go.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. I don't know. I hope to. Maybe I'm pie in the sky over here. I'm thinking big things. It's a tough one. I don't know. Because he is sick. How long can he stick it out? You know.
Yeah. We can only hope and wish, right?
Well, like, I mean, at some point, like everybody, like if you've, like, I was just talking about parental dementia. At some point, they do start doing embarrassing things like pissing themselves in public, and they do things that you can't control anymore, right? You can't hide the fact they've got dementia, and it happens so quickly.
That's why he wears a diaper.
Yeah, but pretty soon he'll be like wandering around the White House in his like on the roof with his underwear or something. Like this is what happens with dementia people. They end up and they're very cagey. They can always escape somehow. They always end up someplace where they shouldn't be. You know.
That's why he's got Secret Service.
That's true. Like my dad with dementia, he started driving and they found him like in Arkansas or someplace. He just kept driving and they didn't know where he was going, just kept driving. No one they finally found him.
Big difference is your dad didn't have Secret Service.
That's true. My dad doesn't have 24/7 someone watching him exactly.
Yeah.
All my dad had was find my iPhone. That's how they found him.
When was the last time you saw Trump do anything live after 6:00 at night?
Oh yeah, that's true. Not very. I haven't seen him do that in a long, long time. I guess. Well, I guess he's tweeting. Somebody's tweeting.
We don't know that's him.
That's true. That's true.
But that's why he says all that outrageous shit too. I can't wait to see him start sundowning. Oh my God!
I think that's what he's doing. I think
it.
he's sundowning. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's what's one of the last things we saw. He was doing an interview. Remember, he got up from the table and went and walked out the window, and they asked him something that had nothing to do. He's like, "The ballroom's going to be right there."
Yep.
Oh my God! Have you seen the new content where he starts talking and there's a timer, and it's how long it takes him to start talking about the ballroom, because he'll mention it every time. Cap for life. I see you in the studio. If you would put in the private chat your age, so I know I'm not talking to a child before I bring you on, please. Just your age. That's all I need. Just your age in the private chat. Huh?
So
lastly,
like
Trump.
Yeah.
Really quick, who fucking bankrupts a casino?
Yeah.
People are coming with you with their money, just saying, here, take my money. Who bankrupts a casino?
Yeah, it's a little shocking to me that that he's able to even have it. Well, he can't get a gaming license now. Like Trump Tower in Las Vegas, there's no gaming, and it's not by choice. He's not allowed to have a gaming license. So,
thank God.
Yeah, I mean, he can't have a liquor license in New York. He can't have a gaming license in Nevada because of his shitty bit. Well, one's because he's a convicted felon, and the other one because he's a failed casino owner. It's really once you fail at casino owning, you can't get a gaming license. I mean, how bad? It's really funny to me. I've seen a lot of people get gaming licenses, and Donald Trump can't get it. I've known some low-life mother effers who have gaming licenses because there's bars that have gaming in the bar tops, you know?
Yes.
I've known like cokehead, like real kind of scum of the earth types get gaming licenses, and Donald Trump can't get one.
The worst part of that casino bankruptcy was, in order to save some of his personal assets, he relinquished the 401ks of all his employees.
Of course, because it's not his money.
Yep.
Yeah. Take over the people. All right. Cap for life. He says he's old enough. Cap for life. You're on the show. Welcome to Pick Your Battles. Are you a big Trump supporter, Cap for life?
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you, Cap for life.
Oh, thank you for having me on the program. Everybody on the panel, how are you? Yeah, man. My thing is, it's like, all right, you're asking me if I'm a supporter of Trump. I'm like, what's the other option? Like,
well,
really.
I mean, the other option is not to support anybody, I suppose. I mean, do you support an individual that you know?
Well, my thing is, you could tell me that, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, and you could tell me that, that's great. But then when I get the spiel of, if you don't vote, you have no voice, then what the hell's the difference?
Well, I would say if you don't vote in primaries, you don't have a voice. I mean, once you're in the general election, you've got a gun to your head, and you're forced to pick the lesser of two evils on limited information. Right, on November 5th, it doesn't make you if you voted for Donald Trump on November 5th in 2024, that does not make you a Trump supporter on May 12th, 2026. You know what I mean? It's really kind of crazy to call yourself a Trump supporter after he's elected. Nobody called themselves an Obama supporter after the election. And yet here it's like your undying loyalty is expected for a politician. And frankly, it's un-American. I've never seen it before in my life.
Yeah, well, my thing is, it's un-American to like just say, all right, well, we can go to do this or we can go do that without the approval of the commander-in-chief, without having a commander-in-chief.
Like, what do you mean?
So my thing is, I get it. This phone, well, hold on, man, because this headset sucks. Hold on, let me get somewhere real quick so I can. Okay. Now it's raining and freaking headphones at the same time. It's not a good combination.
No, raining and headphones is not a good combination. I'm with you on that. We can agree on that. Check.
Yes. Okay, so my thing is, and I get it, everybody's a little bit, high-strung about the stuff with the Supreme Court and the gerrymandering, I guess is the new word. Did I get that word right? Gerrymandering?
Nailed it.
All right. Okay, so my thing is, we're learning about this stuff with the maps. I get it. But why are we getting to the point of having maps dictate who's the best candidate when the Democratic Party doesn't have a candidate to step up to the weigh-in? If I'm going to have two heavyweights going at it to try to tell me, hey, I'm the best candidate to lead this country, I would like both candidates to step up to the weigh-in. And right now, even if Trump can't make it to the weigh-in, he's giving us options like a Byron Donald or DeSantis or Rubio or even JD. Give what you say about either four of them, at least their names that are being thrown out there. I'm not hearing anything from the left as far as candidates or policies or plans. All I'm hearing is about a Epstein list. And the last time I checked, the guy who released the Epstein list is the guy that everybody's trying to have a witch hunt on. So I'm trying to make that make sense.
Of course, Donald Trump tried to suppress and is continuously suppressing the Epstein files. I don't know. He was forced to sign it for all intents and purposes and has then not complied with the law to be transparent. Of course, Ro Khanna and Tom Massey were the ones, a Republican and a Democrat. And the other thing that I think is really important here is that the gerrymandering and all that really is what affecting the House first and foremost, the House and the House of Representatives, right? So that if we send delegates, if you send more Republicans than Democrats, these aren't even the heavyweights that we're talking about. We're talking about local representation. And if
I get that, but you need the seat count, right? You need the seat count regardless, right?
Well, you need a seat count in order to get certain things done, right? And in order to make sure you don't go to jail, for example, in Donald Trump's case. It doesn't really have much to do with the general election, with the presidential election, I should say, but it has a lot to do with what he's able to accomplish in the short term, in the next 2 years.
Or if you're trying to cover up illnesses of past presidents too, that can work in their benefit too. But
okay.
I'm just saying.
Suppose.
So right now, the Republicans have the Congress, they have the House, they have the White House, and they're not passing anything. The reason he's freaking out about the number of seats dwindling is because they've done the math. If blue takes the House and the Senate, Trump's gone.
The last time I heard somebody say, oh, I did the math and I'm grabbing a champagne and then I'm going to break it and bubbly when the election comes through and celebrate the Madam President.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's the last time I heard that crazy chick say, "Oh, the math is working," and I'm what was it? She said she was something about as far as like a data analyst and some I don't know, some craziness involving numbers
a lot of
or
people,
analytics.
Well, a lot of people try to predict. I mean, it's just a game, right? People try to predict what's going to happen. But I guess if there is a blue wave then Donald Trump enters his true lame duck era, and he will be a true lame duck. And traditionally, it does switch, right? The House does change hands during the midterm elections. And this whole gerrymandering thing normally only happens every 10 years, not every 5 years. And for some reason, we're doing it all of a sudden. And that is, well, it's certainly untraditional. It's certainly odd. And the reason why is because he's trying to fix the elections. And now the Democrats are doing the same thing back to him. And they're like, oh, the Democrats are fixing the election. Well, this thing all started with Texas.
Let's be fair, though. This all started with the borders being open to help the vote from Biden and Kamala. If we're going to be fair and real objective.
How did hold on, Cap. How did an open? First of all, there's never been an open border. But even if there was, how do you think that would help Obama or Biden or anybody?
Well, I mean, that leads into my thing about the SAFE Act and people trying to have votes counted without having
But
IDs.
let me ask you, dude, seriously,
of,
how do you think an open border would help Biden or Kamala Harris? How would that help them?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're not going to win in the polls and you don't have the numbers to help you win in the polls and you want to get some people that are coming through the border that are saying, hey, I'll let you in. Oh, this guy let me in. Maybe I should vote for him. You don't think that works in that benefit also?
Do you vote Cap for life?
The last time I voted, and this is ironic, last time I voted was for Obama. And you tell me between that time frame in 2008 and now, what has changed? Except for different health benefits. Like I can have 5 different Cignas. Oh, great. That's great.
It's important. It's an important point. What has changed? I mean, certainly the cost of everything has gone up. The cost of electricity, the cost of gas, the cost of, I mean, it just your ability to pay your regular life has definitely changed. But other than
I felt that during the Ukraine war when the prices went up and the gas was almost $5. But we get selective amnesia.
Well, not a selective amnesia. I mean, it went up because there was a war in Ukraine, and also we were recovering from a botched.
Who funded that war? Who funded that proxy war?
Well, it started with Donald Trump. Then it started. Then it goes. I mean, it started before. Okay. It started before. I mean, if you ask Zelensky, it started back in like 2012 or something like that.
So Zelensky makes Hunter part of his cabinet, and that has something to do with Trump.
Hunter's part of his cabinet. Where are you getting that? What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying, Hunter Biden was making money from Ukraine somehow, politically.
Hunter Biden is he's got a law degree and stuff like that. He had a job over there, and nepotism is a thing for sure. But I don't know.
Okay, I'm glad you at least acknowledge that part because that had nothing to do with Trump.
What do you mean? I hate Donald Trump. I hate Joe Biden. I hate all these assholes and their billionaire kids and all their fucking nepotism.
I get that.
I hate all of them.
I'm just saying, but we got to keep the same energy.
Hold on,
is what I'm saying.
You're changing it up. You said open borders, and I want to get down to that because you made a claim there that I don't understand. How do you think that open borders?
I just told you how I felt. And you never answered that when I said it.
Tell me how would it help any president, Biden, Kamala Harris, anybody?
If you're trying to get elected, you don't think those 8 million people that crossed the border in 1 year are going to help the election during an election time?
How do they help by crossing the border? Do they become citizens overnight too?
Well, from what I understand, you can vote while you're dead. So if you can vote while you cross the border, I don't think that's too far-fetched.
It's very far-fetched. Of course it is.
I get it, but you get where I'm coming from, right?
It's extremely far-fetched. I mean, you're talking about science fiction now. If first of all, dead people don't vote. It's voter fraud is like points. Yeah, I know. You might be listening to not people who are reputable sources, but it's something like last time I looked it up, it was like 0.0004% of ballots that were fraudulently cast. And it was such a small thing. It was such a small amount that it really would not matter for anybody. But back to the open border. The border was never open. That's just some branding they like to say. Open the border, close the border. That's all just lies and bullshit. The border was never open.
So that caravan of 150,000 migrants coming from Nicaragua and Colombia was just a figment of my imagination 6 years ago.
Oh, the caravan. Oh, yeah, I love the caravan.
They never made it to the border.
They never made it, yeah. I remember the caravan every day.
Caravans.
Every day on the news. Didn't. Another caravan's coming on Fox News.
Okay. So you're not Okay, so you're not going to acknowledge the caravan full of people.
No, I'm acknowledging it. I'm acknowledging it, and it's a joke. Like the caravan's coming. It's always somebody's coming for your women or something. The immigrants coming. The black man's coming. Somebody's coming. But the truth is, you can't just cross the. They didn't just cross the border or anything like that. That's not true. Now, there has been an uptick in asylum seekers. That's a real thing. But that's not an open border. There are people, you could present yourself at the border and say, I want asylum.
I'd rather have asylum seekers keep the right way as opposed to people trying to cut the line.
But that's not, the asylum seeker is the right way. It's the only right way right now, really, unless you want to.
Yeah, I'd rather you have
okay, but that's
opposed to doing it the wrong way.
But that is exactly, then you're in luck, because that's exactly what's been happening. Then congratulations.
I don't think the percentages of what you think are going through are the right way of percentages, man.
That it's not about percentages. It's about people looking for asylum because of various reasons, and we don't have the infrastructure and courts to actually process them, so they end up staying in the country for years before we actually hear their asylum case. And in that time period, because they're human beings, they end up having kids, they get jobs, they do all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah, they get $10,000 gift cards and they get free housing.
No, they don't.
They don't.
In New York, you do your fact check in New York, and then you tell me no, you don't again.
You know why that thing happened in New York, right? Because Greg Abbott.
Well, I mean, she's saying no, like if it didn't happen.
Because you're saying it happened for everybody. That it did happen in New York, but it happened in New York because Greg Abbott put people against their will on buses and shipped them from the Mexican border to New York. That's child trafficking. That's human trafficking.
You don't remember that kid? Man, who was that kid? I think he was I want to say it was somewhere in the Midwest who was bragging about stealing tens of thousands from us to get free housing and showing people how to do it the wrong way and bragging about it. You don't remember that guy?
I do. There's always people who can grift the system. I mean, Donald Trump is doing it every day. So I mean, it's something that happens for sure. People steal. I mean, does that mean that there should be no more asylum seekers? I mean, you said yourself that asylum is a good thing, it sounds like. Well, you're in luck.
Yeah, it is.
You're in luck. All those Somali that people all of a sudden hate overnight because they're eating the dogs and cats, those are all asylum seekers. Most of them. People like the people
most
from...
Of them. Not the majority. Yeah. Most of them.
No, a lot of them were born here at this point, actually. That's why I said most of them. A lot of the people who came here, who have Somali accents and stuff, who weren't born here, the people, those are oftentimes asylum seekers. But we basically asked them to go to Minnesota because we had jobs for them there, and they said yes. And so we gave them asylum, and we sent them to Minnesota, and now all of a sudden everyone wants to shit on them because there was a crime that happened. And now everybody who's from Somalia...
No, wait. You want to minimize the shit. What you say? You want to minimize it by saying shit, and what else? Like it wasn't a big deal of $800 million in fraud.
Who was the largest recipient of those fraudulent funds out of Minneapolis? What was her name?
I think it was elderly care centers and daycare centers. Pretty much flourished from a lot of that, right?
Her name was Amy Bach, and it was a white woman.
I mean, there were a lot of
just one white woman created fraud.
No, there were a lot of white women. There were white people involved.
Who had the largest amount of funds?
And you named one white female out of the whole state of Minnesota.
Because she was the largest. She was the largest.
She was the largest recipient.
I mean, the biggest fish was a white lady, but it doesn't actually matter. There was a fraud case. It's being prosecuted.
You're acknowledging the fraud.
There was a fraud case. It's being prosecuted. They're going after everybody. It's in the courts. People are doing time for it. So where's your beef? You just don't like Somalis? They were asylums. You said you like asylum seekers. They came here. They had babies. They got into politics. They got into crime. They got into everything. Of course, there's
Somali. I got no problem with anybody, bro. Like,
and now,
if you come here, look.
And now you got Somali. They did come here the right way.
I don't care.
They did come here the right way. That's how they got here.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. They came here the right way.
This phone sucks, man.
That's all right. It's time to call it quits anyway. It's a 2-hour show. We've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, Cap for Life and Smoking Blondie. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, good dialogue, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope you do too. Thank you. Goodbye, Smoking Blondie. Thank you.
Bye, Sky.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. My name is Scott Jack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. This has been the Pick Your Battles show. We were talking about how a spy was found and Trump was arrested, and it was a good discussion. I really appreciate you guys all being here and hanging out with me today. Please like and subscribe. If you don't, Thank you. If you don't like and subscribe, then I'm going to ban you immediately. Thank you for being here. I hope that you'll call in next time. We do a call-in show every day, and we do a Sunday show that we get deeper into politics and philosophy, actually. And every morning we do the Morning Sky Show. It's the #1 news reaction show on YouTube. Everyone likes the Morning Sky Show, right? You guys love the Morning Sky Show. I know. Thank you. I appreciate you all being here, and I'll see you tonight. If you're the smallest thing I do gaming at night. We're playing Signalis, which is a fun. It's called a horror masterpiece, they're calling it, and it's really quite an interesting game. So we'll be playing that tonight on the show late at night. Thank you, Smoking Blondie. Thank you, Cap for Life. Thank you, An Honest Doubter. Thank you, Steffelson. Thank you, Diaz King of Kings, and thank you to all the Sky City Rebels channel members. We do exclusive streams every day for channel members. We do exclusive content for channel members, and I appreciate you very, very much. Illegitimately non-carborundum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. And Godspeed, Rebels. Good luck out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.